This is macOS Ken.
Sizing up smartphone sales and production, weirdness on the OS front, and Apple's first retail union preps for the bargaining table. It is Wednesday, the 24th of August, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team, wherever your team happens to be. We've talked for a while now about how helpful Notion can be in this time of hybrid work. At the office sometimes, working from home others. But Notion is great even if you're all together. Because, people can't always get it together. That's what Notion does. It is an all-in-one team collaboration tool that combines note-taking, document sharing, wikis, project management, and more into one space that is simple, powerful, and beautifully designed. Lots of companies know and use Notion. And they share the way they use it, building and sharing templates and tutorials so your team can make the most of Notion from day one. And the way it works at work can work for you at home as well. But find out for yourself. You can get started for free at Notion.com. Notion. That's Notion.com to start today for free. That's Notion.com to take the first step toward organized, productive work and life today. The June quarter was a rough quarter for smartphones in North America, Apple and Samsung not included. Over halfway through the third quarter, market tracker Canalys is out with numbers for the second quarter of 2022. Apple and Samsung models dominate the top 10 shipped models in North America in the second quarter. So says the wording on a Canalys chart. I feel like that's being really generous to Samsung, though. 6 of the top 10 phones on the list are iPhones, with only 3 bearing the Samsung logo. The last name on the list, above 1 iPhone and above 2 Samsung phones, is Motorola. Apple ended the quarter with 52% of the June quarter smartphone shipments in the U.S. That was followed by Samsung's 26%, Motorola's 9%, TCL's 5%, Google's 2%, and a tepid mass of others making up 6% of the shipments. See, with numbers like that, I'd have captioned the chart, Apple dominates, Samsung a distant though respectable second, and who let Motorola in? As for what went wrong, do you really need to ask? According to one analyst with Canalys, a combination of high inflation, decreasing consumer confidence, and an economic slowdown is shrinking demand in North America, which was previously the world's most resilient market. Vendors are responding quickly to falling demand and are focused on reducing the risk of oversupply as they prepare for new launches in the second half of 2022. Where the firm sees smartphone strength in North America is at the bottom of the price ladder and at the top. Indications are that phones under $250 are selling well, as are phones over $600. Meanwhile, Mr. In-Between's getting squeezed. Even iPhone SE, starting price $429, underperformed Canalys expectations, seeing well under half the shipments of first-place iPhone 13. That said, the SE was the second best in North America by the firm's reckoning, though iPhone 13 Pro Max and iPhone 13 Pro each saw nearly as many shipments as their more budget-conscious cousin. India will start producing iPhone 14 earlier than it might have in the past, though later than some had expected. That is the latest word from Bloomberg. Back at the beginning of August, TF International analyst Ming-Chi Kuo heard that India would ship the new 6.1-inch iPhone 14 almost simultaneously with China for the first time this year. In the past, the analyst explained, production in India has lagged production in China by a quarter or more. Well, it won't be that long, but it won't be day of, according to Bloomberg. Apple 3.0 ran part of the Bloomberg Post. According to that, Apple plans to begin manufacturing the iPhone 14 in India about 2 months after the product's initial release out of China, narrowing the gap between the two countries, but not closing it completely, as some had anticipated. As for the reason for the delay, the report puts the blame at Apple's feet, specifically the Cupertino company's penchant for secrecy. Then again, the same Bloomberg piece points out that assembling iPhones often entails coordination between hundreds of suppliers and meeting Apple's infamously tight deadlines and quality controls. In short, who knows why? Or even if, to be honest. Secret people said to know something about something, so there you go. The route for Apple's beta software parade has taken an odd turn. On Tuesday, reports from Mac Rumors say members of Apple's developer program got access to the 7th beta of iOS 16, the 7th beta of watchOS 9, the 7th beta of tvOS 16, and the first beta of iPadOS 16.1. I'm sorry? In a statement issued to TechCrunch, the Cupertino company said, "This is an especially big year for iPadOS. As its own platform with features specifically designed for iPad, we have the flexibility to deliver iPadOS on its own schedule. This fall, iPadOS will ship after iOS as version 16.1 in a free software update." You know, when the rumor hit a few weeks ago that Apple was delaying the release of iPadOS 16, I argued, in sort of a snarky way, that you couldn't say Apple was delaying the release. That was because all they had said was that it would be out this fall. Pushing from September to October, which was what was rumored back then, meant pushing it from the fall to the fall. Technically, I guess that is still true. Then again, Apple said the public would get iPadOS 16 in the fall, which it will not. Points to the rumor crew, I suppose. Now, what's funny about Apple's insistence that iPadOS is its own platform is, well, it's just funny. A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says we may have learned about a change coming to iOS 16.1 based on code in iPadOS 16.1, despite it being its own thing, man. According to that piece, it looks like users will be able to delete the Wallet app when iOS 16.1 rolls out. Currently, the piece points out the Wallet app is pre-installed in iOS and cannot be uninstalled. However, after a bit of spelunking in this week's iPadOS 16.1 update, the report says code seen by 9 to 5 Mac makes it clear that the Wallet app has become deletable with iOS 16.1. Unsurprisingly, some features like Apple Pay won't work without the Wallet app. In this case, users will see a message telling them to download the Wallet app from the App Store. 9 to 5 Mac figures the move is meant to head off various antitrust complaints and lawsuits. The 9 to 5 Mac piece says betas of iOS have let users delete the pre-installed apps Clock, Find My, and Health. More news in a moment, but first a word from Trade Coffee, sponsor of today's show. I tend to decline coffee in most restaurants because coffee in most restaurants is, well, I was going to say crap, but such language. I will say, Trade Coffee has made me less inclined to accept the random cup of joe because Trade Coffee has spoiled me. Mother Tongue Coffee, Drink Coffee, Do Stuff, Airship, Famia Peixoto. Trade's team of experts does all the work, taste testing hundreds of coffees from across the U.S. every month to curate over 450 exceptional coffees that make the cut. I have loved every one that I've had, and I think you will too. You can shop their most popular coffees by roast or flavor profile, or you can take their coffee quiz and get expertly matched with coffees you'll love. And if you don't love the first one, they will work with you to replace it for free. So, if you want to support small businesses and brew the best cup of coffee you have ever made at home, it's time to try Trade Coffee. Right now, Trade is offering macOS Ken listeners a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off your subscription. And check out the macOS Ken collection. See if our coffee tastes are in sync. drinktrade.com/macOSKen. As the Apple Towson Town Center Union prepares to collectively bargain, employees are mulling one big question. What are we bargaining for? A piece from 9 to 5 Mac says employees at the Maryland outlet have been issued surveys by the union asking what they would like to be priorities when it comes to negotiating with Apple. The report says Bloomberg's Mark Gurman got a copy of the survey and posted it to Twitter. Members are asked to choose up to 3 issues from a list of 8. According to 9 to 5 Mac, those include wage increases, improvements to health and welfare benefits, medical cost containment, retirement, i.e. 401k or pension, scheduling issues, improved paid time off, respect from employer, and an increase to staffing. That is followed by a really long list of issues that workers are meant to rate on a range from not important to essential. That covers everything from adding a cost of living adjustment to overtime procedures to improving pet insurance coverage. Honestly, the first question on the survey is probably the most important. How secure do you believe your job is today? No indication in the story nor on Gurman's post regarding when the surveys are due in. Apple TV Plus is getting Gutsy, and you can see a trailer for it. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release Tuesday announcing a release date and a trailer for the Hillary and Chelsea Clinton docuseries Gutsy. Based on the New York Times bestseller, The Book of Gutsy Women, the 8-episode trip follows the two on a journey to speak with pioneering women artists, activists, community leaders, and everyday heroes. The show premieres on Friday, the 9th of September. You can catch the trailer now on YouTube. The Apple Samsung charity auction has ended, offering the shortest of reminders. Sam Struan, formerly Samsung, used to work for Apple and used to have business cards with his name and Apple's name on them. Looking to turn that novelty into a good deed, he auctioned one of those cards, plus an employee t-shirt and a lanyard. The auction ended Tuesday, raising $1,152 Canadian, about $883 US, for Canada's Downtown East Side Women's Centre of Vancouver. And finally today, what do Laureen Powell Jobs, Johnny Ive, and Tim Cook all have in common? While Steve Jobs would be an acceptable answer, we're going for something a bit more current here. A piece from Mac Rumors says the latest thing they have in common, all three are speaking at Vox Media's Code 2022 conference next month in LA. They are, of course, not the only ones. Wouldn't be much of a conference if it only had 3 people. Other featured players include Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and the list goes on. Mac Rumors says the discussions will be hosted by veteran journalist Kara Swisher, who will be grilling the biggest names in industry on everything from cryptocurrency to climate change. Code 2022 is set to run Tuesday, the 6th of September through Thursday, the 8th. It'll be interesting to see what, if anything, that does to speculation around Apple's next media event. Rumor has Apple introducing iPhone 14, Apple Watch Series 8, and who knows what else, on Wednesday, the 7th of September. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at Notion.com. This show is also sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.